If I could go back and talk to myself right before my spiritual awakening began, there are 5 crucial things I would tell her that would have saved me months of confusion, fear, and feeling completely alone. And if you're watching this, chances are you need to hear these things right now. So if you're starting to question reality, if weird things are happening that you can't explain, or if you feel like you're losing your mind, this might just be the lifeline you've been looking for. Hey, beautiful souls. I'm back with what might be the most important video I've ever made about spiritual awakening. 3 years ago, I was completely unprepared for what hit me. I had no idea that spiritual awakening was even a real thing, let alone that I was about to go through the most intense transformation of my life. And here's the thing. While everyone talks about the signs of awakening, almost no one prepares you for the reality of what it's actually like to live through it. So today, I'm sharing the 5 things I desperately wish someone had told me before it all began. The first thing I wish I knew is that it's going to feel like you're genuinely losing your mind. And that's completely normal. Nobody prepared me for the fact that I would question my own sanity. One day, I'm living my normal life, and the next day, I'm seeing patterns everywhere, having prophetic dreams, and feeling like I can read people's energy. I remember Googling, "Am I having a psychotic break at 3 a.m.?" because I couldn't understand what was happening to me. I was terrified that I was developing a mental illness. But here's what I wish someone had told me. Spiritual awakening can look a lot like mental illness from the outside, but there's a key difference. In awakening, you're becoming more aware, not less. You're seeing connections that were always there, but hidden. You're not losing touch with reality. You're seeing a deeper layer of it. What I wish I'd done, found a spiritual mentor or therapist who understood awakening, joined online communities, kept a journal to track my experiences and see the patterns. Most importantly, I wish I'd trusted myself instead of doubting my sanity. The second thing nobody tells you is that your old life is going to crumble, and you need to let it. I was not prepared for how quickly everything would fall apart. My job stopped making sense. My relationship ended. Friendships became uncomfortable. Even my hobbies felt meaningless. I fought this so hard. I tried to hold on to everything, to keep being the person I used to be. But it was like trying to pour new wine into old bottles. It just doesn't work. Here's the truth. Your soul is outgrowing your old life. The things that fall away aren't meant for the person you're becoming. It's not a punishment. It's a gift. I lost a career that was slowly killing my soul. I lost friends who only knew the surface version of me. I lost a relationship that was built on who I used to be, not who I was becoming. And while it was terrifying and heartbreaking at the time, losing all of that made room for a life that actually aligned with my authentic self. What I wish I'd done, surrendered sooner, stopped trying to force things that clearly weren't working, trusted that what was leaving was making space for something better, and mourned these losses properly instead of just pushing through. The third thing I desperately wish I knew is that you're not broken. You're upgrading. When you're in the thick of awakening, especially during what's called the dark night of the soul, it feels like something is seriously wrong with you. You're exhausted, emotional, hypersensitive, and nothing makes sense anymore. I spent months thinking I was damaged, that something had gone wrong in my brain or my life. I was constantly trying to fix myself, to get back to normal. But awakening isn't a breakdown, it's a breakthrough. You're not regressing, you're evolving. Your consciousness is literally expanding, and that process can be intense. Think of it like this. Imagine your consciousness is a house, and suddenly you discover there are 10 more floors above you never knew existed. Of course, it's overwhelming to suddenly have access to all that space. Your sensitivity isn't weakness, it's enhanced awareness. Your emotional intensity isn't instability, it's your heart opening. Your confusion isn't stupidity, it's your mind reorganizing around new information. What I wish I'd done? Celebrated the process instead of fighting it. Seen my symptoms as signs of growth, not problems to solve. Been gentler with myself during the difficult phases. Number 4 is probably the hardest truth. You cannot skip the shadow work, and trying to will only make everything harder. I was so excited about the spiritual highs, the synchronicities, the expanded awareness, the connection to something greater. I wanted to stay in that blissful space forever. But awakening isn't just about the light. It's about integrating your shadow, all the parts of yourself you hidden, denied, or rejected. Every childhood wound, every limiting belief, every buried emotion is going to come up to be healed. I tried so hard to bypass this part. I meditated more, did more yoga, read more spiritual books, thinking I could somehow transcend my trauma without actually dealing with it. But the universe has other plans. If you don't willingly face your shadow, it will keep showing up in your external reality through triggers, conflicts, and uncomfortable situations until you do. The most profound growth I experienced came from finally turning toward my pain instead of away from it. From getting therapy, doing inner child work, and actually feeling all those emotions I'd been avoiding for decades. What I wish I'd done? Started therapy sooner. Stop trying to be spiritual about everything and just let myself be human. Understood that healing isn't pretty or peaceful. It's messy and necessary. The fifth and final thing I wish I knew is that awakening isn't a destination you arrive at. It's a way of being that you grow into. I had this idea that once I awakened, I'd have it all figured out. I'd be peaceful all the time, always know the right thing to do, and live in constant bliss. That's not how it works. Awakening is more like learning to dance with life rather than trying to control it. Some days you feel connected to everything. Other days you feel lost. Some moments you have profound insights. Others, you're just trying to remember to breathe. You don't graduate from being human. You don't stop having bad days or making mistakes. You just develop a different relationship with all of it. The goal isn't perfection. It's presence. It's not about becoming someone else. It's about becoming more yourself. 3 years later, I still have moments of doubt, days when I feel disconnected, times when I question everything. The difference is now I know this is all part of the process. I've learned to surf the waves instead of fighting them. What I wish I'd done? Release the pressure to arrive somewhere. Embrace the ongoing nature of growth and celebrate small shifts instead of waiting for some big transformation. Here's what I really want you to know. Spiritual awakening is the most beautiful, terrifying, confusing, amazing thing that will ever happen to you. It will break you open and put you back together in ways you never imagined. It will show you depths of yourself you didn't know existed. It will connect you to a love and purpose that makes everything worth it. But it's not a gentle process. It's not all love and light and good vibes. It's messy and human and real. And that's exactly what makes it so powerful. You're not signing up for an easier life. You're signing up for a more authentic one. You're not going to become perfect. You're going to become whole. If you're in the middle of this process right now, please know you're not alone. You're not crazy. You're not broken. You're exactly where you need to be, even when it doesn't feel like it. This journey will ask everything of you, and it will give you everything in return. If this resonated with you, I want to hear your story. Are you going through awakening right now? What do you wish someone had told you? Share in the comments. This community is incredible at supporting each other. And if you found this helpful, please share it with someone who might need to hear it. Sometimes just knowing we're not alone in this makes all the difference. Subscribe for more real talk about the spiritual journey. I'm here to tell you the truth about what this path actually looks like, not just the Instagram-worthy moments. Thank you for being here, for being brave enough to wake up, and for choosing growth even when it's hard. The world needs more people like you. Remember, beautiful soul, you're not losing your mind. You're finding your soul. Trust the process. Be gentle with yourself. And know that everything you're experiencing is sacred. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, keep awakening.